Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. It's Sunshine Lorena, and these books right here are going to self-destruct in 12 months, guys. So yes, I have a stack here of books, 10 books to be exact, that are going to self-destruct in 12 months if I do not read them. So I recently saw Bookish Gem posted a video about the books that are going to self-destruct. I just didn't read them in 2022, and I was like, I probably should do something like that. And initially I was like, you know what, I'm going to do 5 books. It's achievable because I have so many other lists, like my 10 classics that I want to read, books I want to reread. You know, I have all these different lists of books that I want to try and achieve in 2022. So I thought, you know, 5 books. But then I started looking at my shelves, and I realised that it should be a 10 list book, a 10 book list. I realised that guys, because I'm going to a little caveat this here. So for several years, I had a lot of my books were at my parents' house. I didn't have them with me. I only officially got all of my books together in one place in June, okay? So I didn't physically own them, so I couldn't always just reach for them and pick them up. But whenever I went home, I didn't pick them up either, guys. So if I don't read them this next year, I should just get rid of them, because quite clearly I'm not going to read them if that's the case. So whether I read them this year, which I do want to, like I do have hopes of reading these, but if I don't read them in the next 12 months, then quite clearly I'm not going to ever read them, guys, okay? So let's just start with what I believe is probably the oldest one in this list. And I don't really want to admit how long I've had this. I don't know the exact year that I have it, guys, but just to put out there, on the inside, you know, on the front of books, there's always like a list of numbers, and as far as I'm aware, it normally means kind of what printing order they've been done in. And on this one, it has a number 1, guys. I don't know if you can see that there. It has like a number 1. Yeah, it has a number 1. I remember that not so long ago I took the sticker off here. I did get it in a deal from like W.H. Smith. But in here it says 2008. So it could have been 2009, but the point is, it's been more than 10 years. Okay, it's the likelihood it's been more than 10 years that's been in my possession, and I haven't read it. So I do like this cover. I do like this. Apparently it was shortlisted at the 2008 Costa Novel Award. So it's called The Other Hand by Chris Cleave. And in all honesty, I have no idea what this book is actually about. It was clearly past me, was attracted to this book, wanted to pick it up, wanted to read it. So I feel like I owe it to her to attempt to read this. All it says on the back here is, we don't want to tell you what happens in this book. It's truly a special story and we don't want to spoil it. Nevertheless, you need to know enough to buy it, so we'll just say this. This is a story of 2 women. Their lives collide one fateful day, and one of them has to make a terrible choice. 2 years later, they meet again. The story starts there. Once you've read it, you'll want to tell your friends about it. When you do, please don't tell them what happens either. The magic is in how it unfolds. So it sounds like it's going to be really good. Like, I have no idea what genre this is. Basically, I have no idea what happens in it, but it sounds promising. And I owe it to pass me to at least attempt to pick this up in the next 12 months. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be on hold in 12 months' time. Then the next one, again, I have had this close to 5 years, guys. Close to 5 years. And actually, if I don't read this in the 12 months, there's going to be another 2 books that technically will need to be on hold as well. And that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I have the other 2 on my shelves from the Millennium Trilogy, the original ones. So yeah, if I don't read this and we're on holiday, I'm obviously going to have to get rid of another 2 books as well. But anyway, I have attempted to read this before. Now, I've mentioned this sometimes on my channel, but not that much. I went through a period of time where quite a couple of years where I had this major reading slump, guys, like major reading slump. And actually there's at least one other book that I know that I attempted also during that period of time. And it's not the book's fault, it's just I was going through this really bad reading slump that I could hardly read anything. I read very little in those few years, but I did attempt to pick this up and I didn't get that far into it. But I know it's what's really good. It's a thriller. I love thrillers. But now that I'm quite clearly not in a slump, guys, because, you know, we read 104 books last year, so clearly, you know, we're long past the slumping years. So I'm going to give it a go. This year I want to read it. Yeah, so I'm just going to read you the quick synopsis on the back of this one. So, the industrialist Henrik Vanger, head of the dynastic Vanger Corporation, is tormented by the loss of a child decades earlier and convinced that a member of his family has committed murder. The journalist Mikhail Blomqvist delves deep into the Wagner's past to uncover the truth behind the unsolved mystery, but someone else wants the past to remain a secret and will go to any lengths to keep it that way. The girl with the dragon tattoo. Lisbeth Salander, the enigmatic, delinquent and dangerous security specialist, assists in the investigation. A genius computer hacker, she tolerates no restrictions placed upon her by individuals, society or the law. So many people read this, really enjoyed it. I've never watched the film, the English one, or the original Swedish ones either. But yes, I definitely want to pick it up. In these next 12 months, guys, it'll be picked up, guys, in the next 12 months. Then I have here Barack Obama's first memoir, and that is Dreams from My Father. Again, I don't want to admit how long I've had this on my shelves. I bought this, it's still brand new, guys, with good intentions of picking it up, and for some reason I haven't. I've read tons of memoirs since then, but for some reason I've never picked up the one that was actually on my shelves. I think I'm just attracted to the books that I don't have, guys. I don't know. So yes, this is his first one. This is before he became president. And yes, it's before he became a politician. He was, among other things, a writer. Dreams from My Father and his masterpiece, a refreshing, revealing portrait of a young man asking the big questions about identity and belonging. The son of a black African father and a white American mother, Obama recounts in an emotional odyssey. He traces the migration of his mother's family from Kansas to Hawaii, then to his childhood home in Indonesia. Finally, he travels to Kenya, where he confronts the bitter truth of his father's life and at last reconciles his divided inheritance. So yes, I really want to read this. I also want to read his latest memoir from like his presidential years, but we need to read this one first, guys, because it's on our shelves. It's on my shelves. I need to read it first. Then the next one here, again, I have had this for many years, and I know it was from the time when I used to buy like secondhand books like on Amazon. You know how you could get the other sellers ones, you buy used ones. I felt like in those years it was really good. The deals that you got there was really good, whereas now I think there's a lot more other places you can go to get them. So it was back in those days, guys, that I got it. And that is Where the Rainbow Ends by Cecilia Ahern. I read P.S. I Love You, and I absolutely love that one. I haven't never reread it, but I will be reading it at some point. But anyway, this is one of her other books. I've never picked up any other book of hers, which is why I had bought this one, because I wanted to read another one. So yes, this one is, this is chunkier. Let me show you. It's much bigger than a standard paperback. It's much bigger than a standard paperback, guys, okay? So you think it looks scary, it's quite thick, because there's like 450 pages, but it's quite big writing. And then there's lots of like mixed media, there's like text and stuff in between as well, so, or like emails, whatever. So it's not as scary as it might seem. I'm trying to convince myself, guys, to pick this up, you know. And this one, so from naughty children to rebellious teenagers, Rosie and Alex have stuck by each other through thick and thin. But just as they're discovering the joys of teenage nights on the town and dating disasters, they're separated. Alex's family moved from Dublin to America, and Alex goes with them for good. Rosie lost without him, but on the eve of her departure to join Alex in Boston, Rosie gets news that will change her life forever and keep her at home in Ireland. Their magical connection sees them through the ups and downs of each other's lives, but neither of them knows whether their friendship can survive the years and miles or new relationships. And at the back of Rosie's mind is whether they are meant to be more than just good friends all along. Misunderstandings, circumstances, and sheer bad luck have kept them apart, but when presented with the ultimate opportunity, will they gamble everything for true love? Sounds good. I've been, you know, I do enjoy like a romance every now and again, so next time I want to read romance, I'm going to pick this one up, guys. I'll pick this one up, otherwise it's going to be gone in 12 months. Next one, again, one of those secondhand books that I got on Amazon, so I've had this for several years. and it is a popular one. Lots of people seem to really like it. I do really want to read it, and then I will watch the film afterwards, because I've not watched film for all these years because I had the book on my shelves with the intention to read it first and just didn't. And that is The Time Traveler's Wife. So yes, it is like, the thing is with this one, what scares me is it is actually small writing, guys. It's small writing, and it's how many pages? It is. There's acknowledgements at the back. It's over 500 pages, guys, and that's a bit scary. But in this one, this is the extraordinary love story of Claire and Henry, who met when Claire was 6 and Henry was 36, and were married when Claire was 22 and Henry 30. Impossible but true, because Henry suffers from a rare condition where his genetic clock periodically resets and he finds himself pulled suddenly into his past or future. In the face of this force they can neither prevent or control, Henry and Claire's struggle to lead normal lives is both intensely moving and entirely unforgettable. It sounds really good. It sounds like it's going to be really epic and a lovely story. If you read it, you'd let me know, is it really good? Does it live up to the hype? I need to know, guys. Do I need to waste my time trying to read this? The next one, again, owned this for many, many years, and that is White Teeth by Zadie Smith. Again, it was one of those those Amazon secondhand books. This is, yeah, on the back of here it says it's her debut. So there's that. I've never read anything by Zadie Smith, and since I already have this on my shelf, this is the first one I'm going to pick up, and then I do want to pick up other books, because I've heard good things about them. So this is one of the most talked about fictional debuts of recent years. White Teeth is a funny recent years. I mean, it's not recent, is it, guys? Because I've had it this long. So yes, adored by critics and readers alike. Dealing among many other things with friendship, love, war, 3 cultures and 3 families over 3 generations, 1 brown mouse, and the tricky way the past has of coming back and biting you on the ankle. It is life-affirming, riotous must-read of a book. So yeah, it doesn't tell me that much on the back, and I can't really remember. Like, I feel like I used to know exactly what this is about, but I think because it says about 3 cultures, I know there's different cultures, and I'm sure it's written in, it takes place in the UK, but it's people from other countries that are here. I'm not 100% sure, guys, of everything that goes in this, but it does sound like a really good book. It's another bit of a chunky one, guys. It's over 500 pages. I mean, this year I did want to try and get my over 500 pages percentage up on my reading goal, so this stack of books is definitely going to help with that, guys. Anyway, moving swiftly on, guys, to the next one. Again, we're not going to speak about how many years I've had this, but we have here The House of Spirits by Isabel Allende. This is like magical realism, which I have not explored that much, but I do really want to read it. Magical realism quite often is written by authors from South America, and I find it really like intriguing, enjoy the concept of my magical realism. So this one, spanning 4 generations, Isabel Allende's magnificent family saga is populated by a memorable, often eccentric cast of characters. Together, men and women, spirits, the forces of nature and of history, covered in an unforgettable, wholly and absorbing and brilliantly realised novel that is as richly entertaining as it is a masterpiece of modern literature. I do love a good multi-generational saga, and oh, finally, guys, finally, look at that writing. I don't know how clear it is to you, but it's much bigger than these other ones that we've been seeing, so finally, guys, it's not bad. It's not as bad as other ones, and it's just under 500 pages, 490. But it sounds, yeah, I like it. Like the sound of it sounds really intriguing. It's also one of the books on the Rory Gilmore reading list, and I said I was going to read 10 of those this year, so you know, this will get picked up then. Then we have, yes, please, first of all, ignore the Works 3 for 5 sticker. I need to definitely remove it. So I got this obviously in a Works deal, guys. And that is The Kingmaker's Daughter by Philippa Gregory, by Philippa Gregory, and this is the Cousins War, the Cousins War series. This is like the fourth one in the series. So there's the Lady of Rivers, the White Queen, the Red Queen, and I have definitely read those first three, but it was many years ago. I did see the BBC adaptation. I do occasionally enjoy a good historical fiction book. So yes, I bought this obviously in the hopes to continue that series, and that just didn't pick up the rest of them. I'm hoping that, I need to redo some research, but I'm hoping that I can go into this one without having read the other ones, remembering much about the other ones. I'm hoping I can just pick up and go along with it, you know. I think it's just, she is, so yeah, Anne Neville and her sister Isabella are daughters of the most powerful magnate in the 15th century England, the Earl of Warwick, the kingmaker, born with royal blood in their veins, widowed at 14, fatherless, stripped of her inheritance, and with her mother locked in a sanctuary and Isabella eventual enemy, Anne faces the world alone. But fortune's wheel is always turning. Plotting her escape from her sister's house, she finds herself a husband in the handsome Duke of Gloucester and marries without permission. Danger follows her, and she finds she has a mortal enemy in the most beautiful Queen of England. Anne must protect herself and her precious only son from the treacherous royal court, her deadly royal rival, and even from the driving ambition of her husband, Richard III. Yes, her mother, I believe, is the White Queen, which is the one I read before, so I should be fine. I should be able to pick it up, guys. Yes. And if I don't, guys, it'll be gone in 12 months. We will do, in 12 months' time, we're going to come back to this video, going to do a reaction and actually see if I read any of these, and if I haven't, I'm gonna have to get rid of them. Yeah, that'd be fun. Another one which could have potentially been in the same 3 for 5 deal is Vengeance in Venice, and it's by Philip Gwynne Jones. This is a thriller from what I remember, and it takes place in Venice, guys. I'm gonna have to look at the synopsis because I really don't remember what this is about. So murder is the deadliest art. An invitation to an exclusive event during the Venetian Biennale. The Venetian Biennale gives Nathan Sutherland the perfect chance to drink Prosecco in the sunshine and meet some of the greats of the art world. Then a famous critic is decapitated by one of the installations in the British Pavilion. A terrible accident, it seems, until a postcard is discovered in the victim's pocket, an image of Judith beheading Holofernes. But this is not just a one-off. Before long, 3 more postcards have been sent out with deadly results. As the bodies pile up, Nathan finds himself getting closer and closer to the truth. When he himself receives an image of the death bearing a scythe, it becomes a race against time to save his own life. That actually sounds quite intriguing on there. Guys, this video is helping me actually remember books on my shelf. So that sounds quite intriguing, and I do enjoy a good thriller, as you know. So when I feel like reading a thriller, guys, I'm going to pick this one up for the next 12 months. I'll pick up, guys, I'll pick up. And then finally, we've come to the last one on my list, and this, like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, was one of those books that I attempted a couple of times during that period of I really wasn't reading anything and I was struggling with my reading, and that is Shantaram by Gregory David Roberts. I even have the Audible book, guys. I got the Audible book. I had a credit, I can't remember exactly, but I even got the Audible book to help me because this is a chunker. The writing is a bit small, guys, and it's how many pages? Yeah, guys, it's 933 pages, okay, so we need the audiobook to like help me along, okay. It's just, it sounds so intriguing, and it's just, at the time it was me, it wasn't the book, it was me. I just couldn't get into it, and I've been, like I said, I tried a couple of times because I really want to read this, and it was just the wrong times. But like I said, we're over that. We're quite clearly over that reading slump. So we I don't know why I'm referring to myself as we, so I will quite clearly should be okay to pick this up and to be able to actually enjoy it fully. So it's a novel of high adventure, great storytelling, and moral purpose, based on an extraordinary true story of 8 years in the Bombay underworld. In the early 80s, Gregory David Roberts, an armed robber and heroin addict, escaped from the Australian prison to India, where he lived in a Bombay slum. There he established a free health clinic and also joined the mafia, working as a money launderer, fraudurer and street soldier. He found time to learn Hindi and Marathi, fall in love, spend time being worked over in an Indian jail. Then in case anyone thought he was slacking, he acted in Bollywood and fought the Mujahideen in Afghanistan. Amazingly, Roberts wrote Shantaram 3 times after prison guards trashed the first 2 versions. It's a profound tribute to his willpower. A once high-kicking, eye-gouging adventure, a love saga, and a savage yet tenderly lyrical fugitive vision. Every time I read that, I'm always like, wow, it sounds like it's going to be epic and amazing. And we're going to read it this year, guys. This was also, I did like a video, the intimidating books on my TBR shelf. And this was one of them because, like, yeah, it's almost 1,000 pages. Like I said, if I've tried to read it twice, it's just at the wrong times, but it sounds epic. It sounds absolutely epic. Like, it's going to be amazing. So I definitely want to prioritise this. This is one of the ones that I think it's got the highest priority out of this list, to be honest with you, is this one. But that's all of them. Let me know, have you read any of these? You know, I need to be hyped up. You need to hype me up to pick these books up, guys. So let me know in the comments if you read any of them. Did you really enjoy them? Were there any of these that you really didn't like? Because should I even bother wasting my time? You need to let me know. Like I said, in 12 months time, I will do a reaction if we can actually see if I read all of these. I will though. We're gonna do that video and we're gonna be like 10 out of 10. Yeah, we will. We will. You will see that, guys. You will see that. Yeah, so that's everything. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.